Let's talk about the tea that Christine was spilling that had me saying, the production bullies the cast, sexual misconduct, told her to feel herself. And by the way, I also have some personal exclusive tea to sprinkle in because I kind of know one of the cast members. Davina, please don't be mad at me, girl. Please don't be mad at me. And welcome to my first ever Rachel's Recap. I can't believe I'm finally here, you guys. Let me tell you, this process has been so nerve-wracking. You know, picture this. It's kind of like, you know, when you see kids playing jump rope and then there's always that one kid who's standing there like this. They just never jump in and everybody else is jumping in. That has literally been me. Oh my God, I can't believe that I'm finally here. And if you're watching, welcome. Please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm so excited to be here. Now, about me, a little bit about me. I'm a TV host, I'm an entertainment journalist. And I think that's why I've been so afraid of starting this channel because, you know, I think about all the 18-year-olds and 16-year-olds sitting at home with their little cell phone, and you guys show up to watch them in the droves, you know, hundreds of thousands and millions of subscribers, and I'm like, what about me? What if I go in with all my education, my so-called professional whatever, and nobody shows up? And so that honestly helped me back for a long time. And then I got to a point and I realized, listen, it doesn't matter if no one shows up as long as I show up and I keep doing it, because you know what? This is my dream. I've been wanting to do this for so long. So I'm so excited to be here. And if you're watching this first episode, welcome, welcome, welcome. Basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be recapping all the hottest pop culture, whatever is hot and whatever is worth talking about. And whatever's happening, I'm going to be recapping that for you. Hence the name Rachel's Recap. I'm Rachel. This is your recap. You guys have thought about it, and I told myself, listen, when I start getting like an audience, I'm even gonna give them a name, because every YouTuber has to have a name for their audience, and you guys are gonna be my recappers. I'm so excited. All right, let me go ahead and get this show started. Now, before I go on, one thing that I wanted to do with my little show here is to tell you what I'm wearing, because I think that's fun. So what I'm wearing right now, this is just a little I don't know if you can see me, but this is just a little jumpsuit that I got off of Amazon, you guys. And it is so comfortable. I have it in so many colors. I first bought it in black and white. And then I thought, you know, I'm going to buy all these other colors because it's super comfortable. I love how I can dress it up and dress it out in so many ways. I like the little sleeve action thing that it has, you know, with a little thumb sticking out. Only thing I don't like about it is that it says Lucky Label on it. I don't like to be a walking billboard for nobody, especially if I'm not getting paid. But I'm just here to hook a sister up. So if you're looking at me and you're like, wait, where can I get that? Amazon. Oh, give me a sec, you guys. Yeah, so there's gonna be improvements as we go along the way, and one of them is gonna be my sound situation. I kind of forgot to buy a wireless mic, so right now I'm dealing with a little situation right here. You might have seen it when I turned around. But yeah, so you can get this on Amazon. I'm gonna put the link on the description box. I bought it. Girls, go buy it in as many colors as possible. Let me tell you, this outfit, I wear it sometimes with flats, you know, like sport shoes to give like a sporty look, and it's a vibe. Sometimes I wear it with heels and it's super sexy. Then you can go out to the club. Trust me, it works any time. Wait, give me a second, you guys. I'm sorry. I forgot I had tape in my back. I might need to like retape that and come back. All right. So yeah, so you can wear it in so many different ways. Oh, and then you can also zip it all the way to the top, and it gives you a sort of like polo neck look. Or you can just zip it all the way down like me if you want to be a little nutty. So go ahead and get you some, you guys. I don't work for this, guys. They're not paying me. I'm literally doing this for free. I'm like Mother Teresa right now. Maybe one day if the views roll in, then I can be able to charge. But for now, I'm just hooking you up. All right. So that is a super long intro. And hey, bear with me. I'm allowed to have a long intro. It's my first ever Rachel's Recap. I'm super excited. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. I'm so sorry. You know what? Give me a second. Let me just redo this. I need to cut it off.
Pause, right?
Yeah. Just stop it for now. And we are back. I fixed my little mic situation with the help of my little helper at the back, aka my hubby. Hi, baby. Thank you. The best. All right, let's go ahead and get this video finally started. Thank you for bearing with me thus far. Listen, you guys, I see us growing together. And then one day you guys will be like, Rachel, remember your first episode when you had the sound issues? Listen, as long as you can hear me, that's all that counts. Now let's get into this Christine Quinn tea, because I have quite a bit to say. And by the way, I also have some personal exclusive tea to sprinkle in, because I kind of know one of the cast members outside of all of this behind the scenes, so I'm going to tell you what they told me about. So yeah, I want to talk about Christine Quinn. So Christine Quinn, I was minding my business today, then I go on TMZ and they're saying that she is talking about coming back for season 6. And that is with Selling Sunset. Now, obviously, we all know Christine Quinn. She is pretty much the star of Selling Sunset. It seems like every episode revolves around her. It's all about the other girls hating her, how she offended them, how she's this, how she's that. Now, so TMZ ran a story today saying that Christine is saying that she's going to be back for season 6. And I'm not going to lie to you. I was kind of like, really? They're going to take you back? And the reason I'm saying this is because I watched her on the podcast. I think it's called Call Me Daddy. It's this popular podcast. I'm going to link in a picture in there. And I think I'm also going to put the link to the podcast in the description box so you can go watch it. But I was watching that podcast. It's about an hour long. And not only was she spilling major tea, she literally talked so much about the cast, about the production company, about the producer of the show, Adam Divello, I believe that's his name. He also used to be the producer of The Hills. So she had so much to say about it, and I was like, girl, thank you for this tea. And as I'm sipping, I'm like, clearly you're not coming back, because you can't talk this much ish and then be able to go back to a show, right? Wrong. But then again, I think about it, and if she didn't come back, who would all the girls hate? So anyway, so these are some of the things that she talked about. I took a few notes for you guys because I didn't want to miss out on anything, and then I want to give you my thoughts, and then I also want to give you the tea on the other cast member that I spoke to that kind of seems to confirm all the things that Christina said. And by the way, we talked about this with her back in 2020. So the fact that she was giving me this behind the scenes tea in 2020, and then Christine is kind of saying these things, I think it's kind of shows that Christine wasn't lying. So let's talk about the tea that Christine was spilling that had me saying, I mean, I don't know what company I don't know what company you could work for out there and go out there and say so much crap about them and be able to have your job back. But hey, I guess that's what happens when you're the lovable villain of the show. All right, so some of the things that Christine said. The biggest thing that she said is that the show fakes the storylines. Like, there's a lot of fakery going on. And she gives examples, like with this scene. There was a scene that what we saw, and then there's also the scene that they were trying to push, and I guess she objected, and then that didn't end up airing, but she kind of brought it onto the podcast to show what happened. So it was this scene where she was sitting down with Heather, and then she tells Heather, I think Heather says to her, hey Christine, so you said that Jason used to have really good taste in women and he doesn't anymore. And then Christine goes, yeah, I say that, that's so funny, ha ha ha. So apparently that's what we saw, right? And that's what really was said, but they were gonna put it in differently. Basically, they had, I think, Heather do a voiceover and say something totally different. And so the scene that was supposed to be in, that I guess she protested and got it removed, was gonna say something like, so I think it was something about Jason always wanting to sleep with a new girl, which would have been kind of bad. You know, it kind of gives Me Too vibes. And then she'd have basically listened to Heather say, so did Jason want to sleep with, and you know, I'm not exactly sure, you guys, if that was it, but that's what I'm remembering. I'm going to double check. And if that's not the case, I'm going to interject with a little voiceover of what was actually said. But hey guys, so this is actually exactly what Christine said during the podcast. She says that in the fabricated scene, that actually that had never happened. She had never shot that scene with Heather, and they had dubbed Heather's voice over it. So basically implying that Heather went into a studio where she recorded this fake conversation, which they tried to cut into the scene. And I'm going to attach screenshots of it so you can see that it was actually a scene. Now, in that scene, Heather in the fake audio basically says to Christine, you said comments about Chriselle sleeping with Jason when she was still married, and you know that's bullshit. To which Christine replies, oh yeah, I say that. That's so funny. But the only thing that was original in that clip was where Christine said, oh yeah, I say that. That's true. So I think she protested, and then the original conversation, which was the one about, I guess Jason used to have good taste in women and he doesn't anymore, is what ended up being aired. But I guess she fought and she got that not aired in the wrong way. So that's it. Basically, it was supposed to be something that would have made Jason look really bad and made Christine look even worse for saying it. And she's like, you see, it's super fake. They fake everything. And another thing that she said was fake was, you know that scene towards the end of season 5 where Emma, I believe, she's accused Christine of trying to bribe a client to go with her and, desert Emma as her agent. So Christine has consistently been saying that this is a lie. So on the podcast, she says that not only is it a lie, that scene where Mary and Jason are sitting down waiting for Christine to show up for the meeting so they can confront her about this, apparently she had no clue that was happening. Nobody told her they were waiting for it, and therefore the whole thing was fake. They were just sitting there pretending to wait for Christine, who was not even supposed to be there. So it was fake, 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 fake. Now that's a lot of tea to spill right there, and it kind of like bums me out as a viewer because I love the show, but do I want to invest myself in all these storylines if they're fake? But that's what she said. And, at first I was kind of like, she might just be saying that. But then when she showed the clips that I just told you about, where they kind of dubbed over the voice, and honestly, it was really hard to deny. And then she goes on to say, yeah, this producer, Adam Divello, is the same one that produced The Hills, and that was fake too. And honestly, I watched The Hills avidly, like especially when I moved to the US in 2007, and I was watching it. I would not miss a single scene. But I remember, I will never forget the final scene where I think Lauren wasn't there in the final season. I remember it was more of the Christine show, but I don't know. I remember they had their final scene, then they walk off the scene and we see this beautiful LA sunset, and then all of a sudden the sunset starts moving, and then you're like, wait, what's going on? And then you recognize, oh my God, it's a fake background. Like literally they're standing in the scene and it's a fake background. And I felt like that was their way of telling us, gotcha, we have been faking the funk this entire time and you suckers were watching for years. So I remember thinking, if he ever comes out with another reality show, I wouldn't watch it. But hey, he came out with Selling Sunset and I loved it. But Christine is here telling us that everything is fake. Now, another thing that she did say, and we're going to come, by the way, to the producer of The Hills, Adam Divello, and talk about the very damning things that Christine said about him. But another thing that she did say was that, yes, get this. So apparently, you guys, so she says that before every scene, all the cast members are separated and sort of locked in a separate room. So you're like sitting there on your own, waiting to go on, because apparently they want the scene to be fresh and authentic. So while you're sitting in there waiting for a chance to go on, producers then come in and they start riling you up by telling you, girl, Christine said, Heather said, ha, 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 ha. Davina said, da, 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 da. So they pump you with all this information. So you're just sitting there reeling. Wait until I get out of this little prison they put me in right now and go confront that bitch. So basically she says that, like literally that's how I pictured it happening. So you're in this little hot room just waiting to go out, like. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it, you guys? I mean, I think about Christine, and it always seems like every time she walks into the scene, these ladies are ready to pounce on her. So I can see that being the case. So they're all being riled up to come and basically create a certain storyline. So technically, it's not that they're acting, because obviously they're not actors, but I remember this with the cast of The Hills as well, and they would say it's not that it's fake, it's that we're put in situations where we have to react in a certain way. So it's not a natural situation. For example, if there's a biatch that I don't like, I'm not going to be around them. I'm not going to be seeing them every single day. I'm also not going to know most of the things that they say, because that biatch, that hating, oh wait, I can't excuse me, I cannot cuss on YouTube. And I'm not much of a cusser anyway, but anyway, that hating a biatch is going to be all the way over there, and I'm going to keep her away from me, and I don't need to know what she's saying or what she's thinking, so I'm not going to be riled up by her all the time. But when you're on a reality show, there's no escaping them, and at the same time, you have someone in your ear, aka a producer, telling you all the things that this person has been saying about you. So obviously, it's not really natural, and you're always sort of being there's a lot of instigation and manipulation. You're always going to react because that's the drama that they end up producing. So do with that as you may. If that makes it real for you or fake for you, etc., I don't know. But so now let's go into the deeper, darker allegations, you guys. So Christine already said that the producers are evil and they basically manipulate and they harass the cast. Actually, let me get you the exact thing that she said, because I don't want to put words into her mouth. What she did say was that So Quinn also alleged that production bullies the cast into saying certain lines in order to create drama. So yeah, so not only did she say that, let's get into Adam Divello. Now, Adam Divello is the same guy who produced The Hills. Now, when it comes to this guy, she did not mince her words. She clearly does not like this guy. This guy is the producer of Selling Sunset. He's also the mastermind that brought us The Hills. So basically, Christine says that this guy, Adam Divello, she alludes to the fact that he's been accused of sexual misconduct. As a matter of fact, she even says that he is not allowed to be in the same room as the women. I don't know if it's the women of the cast or the production company. He's not allowed to be anywhere around them because of allegations of sexual misconduct. She also said, and I want to read this for you verbatim. So Kristen Quinn claims Selling Sunset producer Adam Divello told her to kill herself. All right. And then she says, and I quote, "We have to look at what Adam Divello has done as a whole, as a human being, as the person that he is," Queen 33 told host Alexandra Cooper on today's episode of the Call Her Daddy podcast. Wait, have I been saying it wrong the whole time? Call Her Daddy, not Call Me Daddy or Call Daddy. Call Her Daddy podcast. You guys, it's my first episode. Bear with me. Anyway, so she goes on to say there's been complaints filed against him, multiple complaints, and it's been sick, she alleged. "He actually told me to go fall down the stairs and kill myself at one point." I'm going to repeat that. "He actually told me to go fall down the stairs and kill myself at one point." That's what she alleges. Now, the reality star who's been dubbed the villain of the hit Netflix series Claim Divello allegedly made the threatening comments after she did an interview accusing producers of using editing magic to create a full story about her. "He was threatening me and yelling at me. There were also other people around, witnesses to this," claimed Quinn. So you had that. She claimed that this guy threatened her, told her that she should go fall down the stairs and kill herself. And apparently there were witnesses. Let's see. So why was he doing this, you might be asking? Because obviously we all want to know. This is what she said. Again, it's all allegedly. She says, "He basically berated me for being too honest. And I said, this is my real life. And this didn't happen. And you know this." To which he was then screaming and yelling at me. All right. And then she goes on to say, the article goes on to say, "The real estate agent further claimed that she has lodged various complaints against him, noting that he's also been accused of sexual misconduct." Now, she also says, "That wasn't the first complaint I filed against him. There was also another complaint to where he, to this day, cannot set foot on set with any of the women in the office because of misconduct." That's what she's alleging, you guys. This is crazy. She also goes on to say that the production bullies the cast into saying certain lines in order to create drama. And then she says it's a male-dominated industry in the production field, to which they manipulate women, they harass them, they just mentally torture and intimidate them. Now, you can imagine my surprise when I went on TMZ today and there is Christine talking about, oh yeah, I am coming back for season 6. Mind you, this episode aired just a couple of days ago. So now, obviously, I mean, when you hear all of that, you're probably thinking there's no way she's coming back. That's what I was thinking. But she's saying, no, she's going to be back. And so when they asked her how she thinks that they're going to be handling the whole her not being at the Oppenheim group thing, what she thinks is gonna happen with that, she's like, basically they're just gonna have to get a little creative. And she says that it's probably gonna be set up to where she's like this new rival brokerage to the Oppenheim group, and that's probably what's gonna happen, how it's gonna play out. During the podcast, she did say that, you know, she'd like to have Chelsea come with her, so I'm thinking she might. We might have a scene where she's sort of stealing Chelsea from the Oppenheim group. Then they have this new brokerage with these two Barbie dolls who are kind of vapid, but they kick butt in real estate and they go against the Oppenheim group, and it's basically good versus evil and who's gonna get the market share. I guess we'll see. Now, at the beginning of this video, I did promise you that I have some exclusive tea, which I had no idea that I would have exclusive tea. Let me just start this off by saying, Davina, please don't be mad at me. Girl, please don't be mad at me. I'm sorry, but after this video, I have to give some tea. And honestly, this is tea. And I actually think it might work out in your favor. All right, come closer, you guys. So back in 2020, I had a conversation with Davina. Now, Davina happens to have worked with my husband here in Los Angeles in the real estate world. All right, so they knew each other way before I came into the picture. They worked together a lot, and he always had nothing but the best things to say about her. And then we ended up kind of meeting through social media, and we were kind of chatting it up in the DMs. It obviously started with, oh hey, I'm Dimitri's wife. Oh hi, really? Oh my god, nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you, etc. So at the time, I'd kind of asked her, like, girl, how does someone end up, you know, getting on a reality show like Selling Sunset? I'd love to be a part of it. And she was like, well, girl, first you have to go get you a real estate license. And then I was like, really? Girl, I'm gonna go get a real estate license right now if I can be on that show. And then she basically then tells me, listen, I think actually they are looking to cast a black girl, but whoever comes in has to be on me and Christine's side. Davina, don't be mad at me, but you did tell me this. She's like, yeah, you're gonna be on me and Christine's side. And I'm like, girl, I'll be on your side. I like you guys anyway. And in my head, I'm like, girl, just get there and then we'll think about it when we get there, because I don't know. But so basically, I already knew that one, they were looking for a black girl, and two, that she was probably gonna be coming in to be on Christine's side. So, I mean, which made sense because it was basically all the girls versus Davina and Christine. Interestingly though, she had told me this before season 4 came on. So season 4 comes around, and all of a sudden Davina is like trying really hard to be good with the other girls and kind of distancing herself from Christine. And I was like, maybe that's why we never really talked about it again, because she kind of sat down and she was like, look, if I want to keep my spot on this show, I might as well, you know, separate myself from Christine. So that's one thing. So I knew a black girl was coming, and I knew that she was going to be on Team Christine. And I was thinking of being that black girl, but who has time to go get a whole real estate license that I'm not even going to be passionate about? I'm at a point in my life where I only want to do things that I'm passionate about, and I know I would not be passionate about real estate. Let's just start there. So I wasn't surprised when I saw Chelsea come in. I was like, I knew they were looking for, you know, that nice token black girl to come in, and then she came in as Team Christine. But it was just interesting that Davina was no longer on board with that. Another thing that Davina told me, I remember she told me this, she was like, listen, if you come on board, you need to know the producers are the devil. I remember her telling me that the producers are the devil. Basically, she told me that they really manipulate things behind the scenes, and that they will put things in your ear, and that they make you see things a different way, a certain type of way. So here we are 3 years later, and Christine is saying the same thing. So I know a lot of people, especially people who don't like Christine, are gonna be like, nah, it's not editing, she's probably just lying. But honestly, 3 years ago, before this ever became a conversation, I heard firsthand from Davina that, yeah, she literally told me the producers are the devil, be careful. Because if you do come on board, yeah, they play us. She literally made me understand that they play them and they are devious and they need to do that to make sparks fly and the drama to happen. And one other thing, you know, the whole thing that Christine has maintained is that she was cast to play the villain from episode 1. Like, they literally just, during your interview process, they're probably looking at you, and she said that she had already been typecast as the villain from the word go. And then she says that when she got on the show, she kind of played along with it. And honestly, I can attest to that when it comes to Davina, because on the show, Davina is really sort of portrayed in not the best light. She comes off unlikable. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Davina. She comes off as a bit of a biatch, and she comes off a bit fake. But the Davina that I've interacted with is actually very, very nice. She's super nice. And I spoke to my husband about this too, and I was like, hey babe, on the show, they kind of make Davina look not so nice. Like, she kind of comes off as a little bit of a biatch, you know, and like really unlikable. But that's not the experience I have with her. My husband doesn't watch reality TV, oh my god, but he's like, oh no, that's like literally the furthest thing from the truth. She is the nicest person ever. And so she also told me, don't believe whatever you're watching on the show. It's really all in the edits. She really honestly told me that it's all in the edits. And so to see Christine say 3 years later, I'm like, it must be true. Hey, you guys, maybe Christine is a very sweet, quiet, timid person in real life, and we just don't know because of what the show's edits have been like. So that's the tea that I had, and I can't believe that 3 years later I actually turned out to have tea for this show. So yeah, what do you guys think? Tell me in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about Christine and what Davina have said about the producers, about them, you know, manipulating things and making storylines sort of like flourish even though they're kind of fake. Let me know what you think about Adam Divello and misconduct allegations and all of that. Why is he not being Me Too'd? Why is he still producing this show? And tell me what you think about Christine actually coming back to the show despite being able to say all these things. I mean, she actually did say during that podcast that she thinks the show would be better off without this production company. She thinks that it would be more empowering to women. It would still have some drama, but it would at least have like some, you know, really inspiring scenes instead of drama. Would you want to see a Selling Sunset without all the drama and just, you know, kind of maybe balanced? Or do you think it's perfect the way it is? What do you think about Adam Divello? Listen, the cast of the Heels, they've been calling him out too. In fact, right now, if you go on TikTok, Spencer has been exposing a lot of clips from the Heels and showing how they were manipulated and how it wasn't what it was. So this guy has literally made us hate Heidi and Spencer. Well, I didn't. I always liked Heidi. I'm not gonna lie, but they made people hate Heidi and Spencer just because of the editing, and they're really being called out for that. So please give me your thoughts down on the comment section. Listen, I'm gonna get used to saying this. Give me your thoughts, comment, please like this video, and please subscribe to my channel. Help me grow, and I hope that I'll get to see you guys more and more as time goes by, and I'm open to your suggestions as well. Last but not least, also follow me on Instagram at Rachel Mbuki. Find me on there, interact with me. I'm a lot easier to reach on there. And listen, you guys, let's go ahead and grow this channel. Cheers. I wish I had a glass of champagne. Cheers to the first Rachel's Recap episode, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you've come all the way to the end of this video, please comment selling mashed potatoes in the comments, just so we can confuse people a little bit, and just so I can also know that you came all the way to the end. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye.